What's Award's car saying? We're reverting to an old spec of chassis. In fact, you know what? Mick can have the old spec. Mick doesn't deserve the good spec, does he? Side pods? Again, Mick doesn't deserve the good spec. Mick is having the shit parts on everything, chat, just so you know. I'm not looking at powertrain yet. I don't want to look at the powertrain situation. I only have one set of suspension. So I have to emergency manufacture suspensions. And then, can Mick not just have a suspension in his car? Can we just not give him suspension, please? He just doesn't deserve it. If I rush it, it'll be done in 5 days. And I need it for in 4 days. Unless, does he just not have a suspension for the practice? I don't think that works. So I've got to emergency manufacture it for $1 million. Okay, what's the powertrain situation? This is the bigger concern, really. Not for Mick. Mick's fine. You know, Mick already had some bad stuff for the last race weekend. I mean, look, his gearbox and ERS are fine. We'll use the term fine loosely. Okay, so Pato's engine is okay. We'll put in the bad engine for practice. His ERS unit. I'll tell you what, we've got lucky. We've got very lucky that his gearbox, that his engine and ERS haven't got damage. Chat. We're on the last gearbox. I don't think I've ever seen this screen look like this. Has anyone ever seen this screen look like this? That's quite impressive. Time to think about our drivers. We know the situation of our drivers. We've got Felicity, Antonelli, and Isabel. Right, Isabel's only contracted to the end of the current year. Chat, do we need to give Isabel a new contract? I don't think we do. I know her development's good, but she's a long way off being the finished article, and she's 21. And we've got Felicity and Antonelli. Felicity has the same level of development and is much younger. I'm sorry, Isabel, your time's done. Oh, there's a factory fire. There's a... That's fine. You know, that's fine. That's fine. Cost cap. I've just had to manufacture the suspension. I'll tell you what I think we're going to last the season. I don't know how we're about to last the season. I feel like I'm playing a BR game. You know what? Pato's getting better. That's cheering me up. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and please correct me if I'm wrong, it's actually worth just exhausting your drivers at the end of the year. Like, over Christmas, I could give them a break. Now, they don't get a break. They are in the gym. Oh, we've finished scouting GP, even though he's already joining us. He's got 100... Although he is happy at the moment, which I think is affecting these stats. They're quite good, aren't they? Yeah, it's affected by his mentality. He's going to be an upgrade. All right. Abu Dhabi. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, you could have the race robbed from you, I guess, couldn't you? It's too soon. Too soon. Right, I'm putting it on the lowest aim. We're probably not going to hit them. Both my drivers are demoralised because of the recent performances. It's not looking good. Don't go out for quali. Is it actually worth not going out for quali with Pato? Because the issue is the game forces you to take part in every race. So if the gearbox terminally failed, I'd have to pay £1 million for a gearbox. I think it's all on Mick. I think it's all on Mick to make something happen in the final race, chat. I mean, sorry, Pato, you're not going out. What do we do with Mick, chat? I feel like that's a question that you could really apply to many a thing. I guess we just send him out for 2 runs on the fresh off. So I'm going to send him out to start the session. It's probably Mick Schumacher's final ever quali session in Formula 1. Just as a reminder as well, if Mick crashes during quali and I have to replace the... He's crashed. He's crashed. He's actually... I don't say... If he damages the suspension, we have to emergency manufacture it. Did he hit the wall? Did he hit the wall? I mean, look. I'm going to find the positives. He hasn't crashed. This is just a pointless lap now, isn't it? Because it's ruined his push lap. I mean, we'll set a time, but that is not going to be a good time because he locked up, so he's not got a good run on the straight. I hate this bloke. This bloke makes me angry. Poor Pato sat in there thinking, I should get in his car. Why haven't we given Mick the treatment that Logan Sargent got at Williams? You know, let's just not run him in the race today. Let's give O'Ward the parts. I'm so angry. I'm sending him out at the end of the session. Pato's not going out. If I had Logan Sargent, I'd be a lot more... There's a red flag. Who's crashed? Hamilton has had a moment. I mean, a red flag is quite good for Mick because that's someone not setting a time. Could Mick make it out of Q1? I mean, that's what I don't want Mick to do. I mean, Mick is guaranteed to finish ahead of O'Ward and Hamilton. So he actually only needs to be faster than 4 people. I need to think about when this is the best time to send him out here to avoid traffic. I don't think there is a good time. Behind Albon. Is that rubbing salt in the wound? Making Mick in his potentially final ever quali session follow the man who's about to replace him. Right, Mick, it's probably your final ever quali lap. Give people something to remember. There are people who have believed you and backed you to make it into Q2 here. I think they're deluded. You prove to me right now that you've got some fight left in you. I won't be giving you another chance in F1 because, frankly, you've wasted every shot I've ever given you. But prove me wrong. Give other teams something to believe in. I don't believe in him. Come on, Mick. Do it for the people. Ignore. It's good. Mick, just ignore the major engine. It's fine. Ignore Gary. He's lying to you, Mick. He wants you to doubt yourself. Push, Mick. Push. I believe in him. I believe in Slick Mick. He needs to improve by 1.2. He's gone slower. You know what? I've had enough of this, man. He's going out in Q1. Okay, chat. It's Mick Schumacher's final race for WTS Racing. O'Ward is very unlikely to finish due to a gearbox issue. We're probably going to go out with a bang. We DNF'd both the sprint race and the main race in Qatar. Surely it can't go worse. Anything could happen. Yeah, exactly. Anything can happen. Anything can happen, I believe. I think anything can happen. I mean, I can't even really push the drivers here that hard. I should have underfueled in hindsight, but it's fine. We'll just push. You know what? It's last race. Doesn't matter if stuff blows up now. It doesn't matter if things go wrong. Let's up the overtake aggression. We're in last and second to last. It's a strong start. I will say, if this is the first race you're tuning in for today, you've missed some bangers. You've missed some classics. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, the good news is O'Ward is behind Mick. So, he can't be punted by Mick this race. That's the positive I'm going to cling on to. But I'll be honest, it's not looking great for our team. Should we just you know what? Let's just wait and see if anything happens. Chat, this is the race. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, I think this is the race, chat. I think this is us. I hate to say it. I think Mick's run wide. Mick's... I hate him. It's the same corner as Quali. I mean, at least he didn't take out Pato. I hate him. I'm done being angry with Mick. Now I'm just sad about him. There's a point at which being angry with Mick, it's a waste of effort, really, because it's not going to change anything. He's not here after this year. O'Ward's trying to get a move done on Bottas. I mean, fair play. I've tried to be patient this year with Mick. I went into it with an open mind. He crashed in Spa, and I did not complain. Oh, now Pato's locked up. I mean, I'm done with the year. Get me to the end of the year. See, people are now going to use this as munition, saying, well, he locked up at the same place as Mick, so they're both bad. And you know what? You're probably right, but at least Pato's got some development rate and has shown glimpses of brilliance. They're racing wheel to wheel. This just isn't what you want to see, is it? Jack Bush, if you had to do it all over again, would I take Mick? I said after F1 Manager 2022, I'd never use Mick again. I went back on my word. So my word is apparently worth nothing. All I will say is Mick Schumacher makes me angry. Pato, just lock up into the back of him, Pato. Pato, he doesn't deserve the drive. O'Ward's got the move done, or has he? Or has he? Mick has very much been elbows out there. I don't want to watch them fight. If they crash, we'll watch it. Right, Mick, let's give the Ultras a positive memory to memorise you by. Get us a good stop here. Boom. Tetris for Jeff. Oh my word, it's perfect. Ignore the fact that the pit lane being... Now, to be fair, that is suboptimal. Maybe that's why we can't let Andretti be in F1, because there isn't enough room at Abu Dhabi, and they'd have to drive through a wall. Will it be the same with engine trouble next year? No. Next year, I will be able to afford... Awards issues terminal. I will be able to afford new engines. This year, I just can't afford them. He's still going. Has he got smoke coming out? No, because it's a gearbox issue, not an engine issue. Ah. He's done. He's done. It's a yellow flag, not a red flag. I feel bad for him. There is award season. There is smoke coming out the back. I just feel sad. Why did I not sim it at the start of the year? I mean, we won't be starting the new year, obviously. But why did I not... sorry, I won't be playing the start of the new season. Why did I sim at the start? Because, here's the issue, chat. The question's, why didn't I sim it? Loads of people tell me, sim Qatar, and then our drivers crashed into each other. I don't want to miss a moment of this experience. You have to live through all the crap stuff I have to deal with me to make it more enjoyable when we get our highs. I feel like Mick's going to get terminal damage here anyway. I feel like it's inevitable. You know, the highs won't taste as sweet if we don't experience the lowest of lows. Speaking of lowest of lows, the engine. It's a second engine in a second weekend. We smoking. Oh, it's gone, innit? Cheers. This is Mick's send-off in Formula 1. I wouldn't miss this moment for the world. It's the final race of Mick Schumacher's F1 career for WTS Racing, and this is how it ends. Not with a podium, but with a mechanical failure. This is what we're here for. It's beautiful, innit? He's not even going to get to do spins. He's not going to get to do donuts. He's never going to get to do donuts to finish his F1 career. It's like the changing of the Pope. You know what? That's a good way of describing it, innit? It could last a little while. You know what? Let's just go a bit quicker. As much as I'll enjoy watching smoke come out the back of his car. Is it over or is he getting blue flagged? He's getting blue flagged. Yeah, we are 7th in the constructors, by the way. His engine is hot. We might as well push it. Get it hotter. Let's deploy the battery we've got left. Turn everything to the max. Let him go in a blaze of glory. How did we get 7th in the constructors? Well, I'll be honest, our car isn't actually that bad. We just ran out of money and I didn't want to exceed the cost cap. Understood. Chat, pour one out. A toast to Sir Mick. His F1 career ends with him causing a safety car and going out with a mechanical failure. It's beautiful. It's poetic. That is, you know what? That is the true ending, isn't it? As far as I'm concerned. His dot vanishes from the track, and now we can just go to the end of the Grand Prix. I mean, if Max DNF'd, there was a chance that Ferrari could win the constructors, but the issue that's happened here is there's a red flag. There's a red flag. Who's gone out? Drama! Logan Sargent! It's Latifi style. Is it too soon? Is that too soon? Can we go back? Can we fix our car and go back out? It's so not right, chat. It's so not right. Leclerc's not got fresh softs. It's a disaster. I was hoping that Red Bull could lose the constructors somehow, but it's not going to happen. At least they've learnt, chat. They've learnt their lesson this time. With 5 laps left, they red flagged the session instead of putting a safety car out. I'm sad. I'm sad. I just get to watch everyone else having fun. Oh, Albon's got a terminal failure. Actually, no, it's Magnussen. Kevin's got a fault on the line. The line is too open now, isn't it? There's a halfway house to find here, I think. There we go. I can actually have fresh air circulating. There you go. Piastri wins. Norris and Verstappen behind him. Oh, it's so much cooler now. So Red Bull secure the constructors in the final race. How many DNFs did we get? The answer, 3. 3 DNFs to end. 61% of you were right. I wonder how many of those 61% knew that we were going to have 2 DNFs as well. Is the Mick replacement settled? Yes, we already have... Oh, there's a The factory fire's done. I thought there was another factory fire. We've already secured Mick's replacement. Mick's replacement is Alexander Albon on a massive $8 million contract. It's a big contract I've given him. So Alex was the best driver out there to potentially pick up. I think he's going to be a good addition. We've also got GP coming in as a race engineer for Albon, which is big. Our affiliates are improving. Oh, God, the mentality. It will get better. It will get better. All right, sponsor stuff is done. Oh, I mean, let's look at the positives. Marketability is going up. Marketability is going up for the coming year. That's good. Now, I don't want to acknowledge the DHL awards really here because it hasn't gone to plan. We've come 10th out of 11 teams. It's not ideal. Randeep, to be fair, look, Randeep came in halfway through the year. You've got to give him the season, I think. The board have high confidence in us. Mick got 13th in the driver standings. Award got 12th. We got 7th overall. I'm going to look at the positives here. Our team rating's up to 2 stars. I don't know if it was, I think it's always been kind of bad. But it's on the rise. We did actually technically hit the long-term objective as well. We scored points in 50% of the races. Is anyone else excited to see what teams have done with their lineups? Our team principal rating, by the way, has gone up kind of rapidly. These ratings here weren't set before, so they were already all at 0. But we've gone up. Bloody hell, chat. It's getting real. It's getting real. It's getting exciting. So just a reminder, regulation changes. We get less engines next year. You know, because that wasn't a problem this year, was it? That wasn't a problem this year. Cheers to the people who voted for that. Shout out to them. So we will obviously be staying with the team, but I'm going to click the switch team button here because it allows us to do dramatic reveals of all the different teams' lineups for the coming season. So starting with us, here we are. It's happening. It's the first images of Alexander Albon in a WTS racing car. Ignore the starting balances. That gets balanced out after you select your sponsors. It does also say GP won't be our engineer. It's got a gap there. GP will arrive. Are we ready for this? We're going to start with Red Bull, who are going with Max Verstappen. And I've left this bit open. It shows here Sergio Perez. We've lost the reveal of Sergio Perez as the second driver. Look, we've spotted it for this one. It's a good decision. Right. Ferrari. Are we ready? Leclerc, and it's gonna... let's all pretend we're really shocked when it happens. Are you ready to be shocked? Oh my God, it's Lewis Hamilton! Oh my God! Oh my God! Right, McLaren next. I don't think McLaren are going to change their drivers. Piastri and Lando Norris. So far, predictable. Now, I'm going to save Aston Martin till last, because Aston Martin were going rogue, weren't they, pre-season? So we'll leave Aston as the big reveal, because they were looking at Mick at one point, but they kept changing drivers. Merc next. It is going to be Russell. And we did already get a hint at this one during pre-season. Who's going to be their second driver? I'm expecting it to be Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso steps into the boots of Lewis Hamilton for the year. Drama. Look at him. He's like an anime protagonist in the shadows. Right. RB. Yuki Tsunoda is staying. Who's going to be with him? Who is it going to be? Danny Rick. Has Danny Rick stayed? I'm nervous. They've signed Logan Sargent. They've signed Logan Sargent. I don't want to tell them how to run their team. That is a downgrade. That is suboptimal. They were our rivals this year. If we finish behind them a second year in a row, something's gone wrong. Next up is Williams. There's no one. They don't have a driver in slot 1 to start the year. They will sign someone once the season starts. There's just Bottas. They've got Bottas. He stood on his own. Have they? They've just... Bottas is there going, where's our other driver? Do I have to do all these poses on my own? Yeah, Williams with Bottas. Now, Sainz doesn't have a drive at the moment. So Sainz could be there. Next up, Alpine. Are we ready, chat? Kevin! And the tension is tense. Pierre. I mean, I'm glad that Kevin's sticking around. It warms my heart that Kevin is still here. Okay, Sauber up next. We don't have Ocon. Who's missing at the moment? Sainz and Ocon are missing. And Mick. And Mick, technically. Right. Kick. Have a space. Who's their next driver? I think we saw that Hulkenberg was rumoured to be going to them. Okay, it's just Hulkenberg. They have a vacant role that will be filled. So Danny Ricciardo's missing. Ocon's missing. Sainz is missing. Right. Up next, chat, it's Haas. Who have Zhou. So both Kick Sauber drivers have moved on. Who's going to be driving a Haas with him? We thought it might be Ocon. And it is going to be Ocon. So Ocon and Hulkenberg have actually made their real-life moves in this save game, which is cool. Now, the big question is, who's at Aston Martin? Because Stroll is presumably going to be staying. We saw that in the contract. But who's missing? So Sainz is missing. Danny Rick's missing. Mick's missing. Are we ready? Aston Martin's drivers for the coming year will be Lance Stroll and Danny Ricciardo. That's a downgrade, isn't it? Going from Alonso to Danny Ricciardo. So Sainz has no seat. Sainz has no seat, but Kick have got a vacant role and Williams have got a vacant role. I wonder if Sainz will take one of those up. Of course, we're not moving on. We're staying here. There's no Mick anywhere, chat. Oh, okay. The season objective on this screen says 6th. Check the balances. Right, our total funding for the year is minus 19 million. What research did we get done? We've got a bit of chassis research done and front wing research done. So our chassis and front wing are in a good spot, but I didn't have the money to research a lot else. Underfloor got researched. So did suspension. So we got a bit of research done, but nothing that good. Now, what engine do we go with? Mercedes engine has good durability. Is that going to be useful in a year where we need reliability? Ferrari's reliability absolutely mudded us this year, didn't it? Down on power, but better reliability, I think, has to be the play. I'm sorry to the Ferrari fans out there. We're going to be powered by Mercedes this year. My starting balance is minus 19 million. I assume that gets fixed once we pick sponsors. I mean, I hope it does. Hi, work. We're delighted you're joining us here at WTS Racing. First day. I've been here. What do you mean? This is my team. It's literally named after me. Should I be sad? You know what? I could be sad. I'm not going to be. Felicity is still improving. And also, Antonelli's here. Kimmy is here. Wait, where's GP? Chat, where's GP? I signed GP. I paid £4 million to sign him. I've been scammed. I paid £4 million. I mean, I'm not being funny. That is horseshit. That is horseshit, isn't it? I mean, Hubert's a free agent and Dudley's a free agent. I'm just going to sign them both. I have to pay $8 million for this guy now. Chat, I've actually been scammed. I've actually been scammed. Here's my proposed solution. I try and sign Dudley, but am I allowed to give myself £4 million back using the editor? I won't. No, GP doesn't want to be here. I'm not going to keep GP. But what I'll do is, after the stream, before the start of next season, I will give myself 4 million more. Because frankly, that is a robbery, innit? Is it bad that I want to get rid of Gary? Right. Dudley for 200k. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. And he's not... I'll be honest. I was upset about GP. If he doesn't want to be here, I'm not going to take him. Dudley is only one rating lower. and he's actually way younger. We could get in Adami as well. Adami's 91 rated. Is it controversial to get rid of Gary? I know Gary has fans. That is my concern. I'm fully aware Gary has some fans. Does Hugh Bird have better voice lines? Who has better voice lines out of Adami and Bird, chat? Adami is the we are checking guy. I want the we are checking. Will I get we are checking as a voice line? I got Bird this year. His lines suck. I think I had Bird last year, and I fancy a change of pace. Chat, I can't believe I'm getting rid of Gary. I'm really sorry. Joshua has gifted a sub to Gary Fan. It's Xavi who does the we are checking. I've been lied to. Chat, I'm replacing Gary. Some people won't be happy with this decision. He's declined the contract. Gary wouldn't have declined it. You know that, Adami. Gary would not have declined it. Adami's Carlos's race engineer. Get him signed. Hire him. I know we're negative 19 million. When the sponsorship stuff gets signed, it's going to be fine. Right, we have godlike race engineers now. If we're bad now, it's just a disaster. We've got Sainz's engineer and then Dudley's engineer. Is Dudley... We can have a look here. It's George Russell's engineer. I'm not signing George Russell. I mean, the staff look good now, don't they? Is it worth getting in a new head of aero? And a new technical chief if they're available? Okay. There is not a good technical chief available, so we'll stick with that one. Oh, Jared Murphy's available. I have to, don't I? I have to. He's a free agent, so we can sign him immediately. Get him in. Get him in. We're not going to have a lot of money this year to upgrade the car, but I feel like long-term investment-wise, staff is the better way to go. Is that fair? The head of aeros always cost this much, chat. Jared's very good. So $1 million tire we'll do it. I think we'll get out of debt. I think we'll get out of debt once I get the sponsorship signed. I hope he accepts that contract. He's accepted it. Great deal for us. Get him in. It's another $1 million. We're just spending all our money. You know, last year we spent it on helipads. This year, staff has to be upgraded. Ricky's joined and he's unhappy. Biggest disappointment is the car performance and the drivers. That is harsh, isn't it, really, on Albon? Okay, sponsored chat. Do we want money up front or over time? Well, that's a lot of money in race day funding. It's 51 million. But we have to perform in races. I can take 27 million up. Well, this one is worth 40 million, but I only get 27 million of it up front. This one's worth 44 million, but I only get 19 million up front. They're still way better than last year's offerings. You're right, chat. We do need the upfront money, don't we? There's a lot more 2-star sponsors, by the way, that we have now. There's one mandatory appearance here. I mean, these offers seem quite good in terms of the money they're willing to give us. I wouldn't mind taking some race day based ones, you know? Like, I wouldn't mind getting a bit more money for race day performances because we need to also cover Albon's race fees. But obviously, it relies on us driving well is the issue. Is it a risk to stack a load into race day performances? I feel like we can go motor racing. If I do that, but then take 2 sets of upfront, is that the play? That's 83 million. Not a lot of it is in engagement, so I might even skive off the engagements. But I feel like that satisfies our demands. It gets us the money up front we need, and hopefully we can fund some performance. I think that's the way to do it. 83 million over the year. Can anyone remember what we got last year? I think it was 50 million we made in sponsorships last year. Awas is a free agent. Behrman is a free agent. Chat, do I get Behrman as an affiliate? I'm thinking we get him as an affiliate. I may have no intention to ever actually use him. But if I sign him as an affiliate with a big buyout, then someone's going to want to sign him eventually, right? And we can make a load of money off him. It's like a long-term investment. It's a gamble. It's an investment up front. We'll find out later if he's going to join for us or not. Is there anyone else that I should add to the affiliate team? Pescher, by the way, is an affiliate for Ferrari. That makes me sick. Look at the buyouts, by the way, for these young drivers. Maloney, if you wanted to buy him out, 15 million. Pescher, 15. I want to have a driver with a big buyout. Oh, yeah, Antonelli's here. We need to set up his training. I need to improve his smoothness and adaptability in cornering. Cornering adaptability. Smoothness is the one I care most about. Oh, there we go. Pace long runs for Antonelli. I am going to be changing the race order, so I need to think about, well, I don't want to think about it too much, but it's got to be a consideration, the fact that at least Bahrain might not be the season opener. I might make Austria the season opener. Were some of the staff unhappy about facilities? You know what? I think rather than develop a load of different parts, because I've only got a 1-star level factory, I'm just going to develop 2 parts per ATR period. I'm going to upgrade the hospitality area because it needs refurbing anyway. The boardroom's in a similar spot. All the stuff under operations is so cheap to improve that I feel like it's just worth doing, to be honest. Especially because it gives a nice mentality buff. So we'll get those upgraded. I also really want to upgrade the simulator, which isn't cheap, but we've got a few good young drivers now that I kind of want to see improving more. So we'll do that too. Right, oh, roster updates, chat, for the season. Bloody hell, this is exciting, isn't it? This is exciting. The email spoils it. Carlos Sainz is joining Williams. What a spoiler. You've ruined my day. It was the kick move, wasn't it? It was the big one. So Sainz has gone to Williams. That is a mad upgrade for them on drivers, isn't it? Valtteri Bottas and Carlos Sainz as a lineup is actually mad in game. Now, we already knew all of these. The only one we didn't know is Kick. Who is going to be Kick's driver? Lawson. They've gone with Liam Lawson. They've decided to disregard Mick Schumacher. That's harsh. That is harsh. No Mick, chat. No Mick. Does Mick want to join as an affiliate? Is that rubbing salt in the wound if I give him a phone call and ask if he wants to be an affiliate? How much does he want to be an affiliate? Just as a reminder, Albon's on 8 million and I was told that was an overpay. I don't think he wants to join. I think he doesn't want to join us. That's the vibe I'm getting. Behrman's come with a counter offer. What does he want? What damage is he doing here? I'm going to lower the deadline. I have the money to pay him up front here. Behrman, I'll give you a little bit of money up front, mate. He's lowered the buyout massively. The whole point in signing him is to give him a big buyout. So they would cost a team a lot of money to get him. If he's on 2.5 million a year for 4 years, if someone wanted to buy him out of his last 3 years, they'd have to pay with this buyout like 20 million. He might get pissed off about the immediate offer, but it's not the end of the world if he doesn't sign for us. He didn't want to sign for us. I don't think anyone's going to sign him. We'll probably go back in for him near the start of the year. By the way, everyone's bloody chuffed. Look at the mentality up now. Everyone is happy. If we can keep Albon happy all year, he's one of the best drivers on the grid. I feel like, on the one hand, I could refurbish them. I'm going to be honest, I think the next thing we spend a lot of money on is actually upgrading this stuff. I think we're going to be looking to save a lot of money this year to invest in the infrastructure rather than the car. I think that's got to be the plan. Right, chat. Life's good. We're set up nicely, I think, for the upcoming season. I feel suitably prepared now. I gave you guys a good chance to vote in the sprint race voting. Are you guys ready for the reveal of the sprint race vote? As a reminder, the top 5 most voted races are the sprint races for next year. You are going to vote for Monaco. Probably going to have voted for Baku. And the rest are completely up for debate. Are you ready, chat? Boom. Monaco led the vote. You're all bastards. Monaco leads the vote. British Grand Prix in second. Azerbaijan will be a sprint race. The Belgian Grand Prix at Spa will be a sprint race. And Brazil will be the final sprint race. Las Vegas loses by 3 votes. So Brazil, Baku, Silverstone, Monaco, and Spa. You know what? That's a nice mix. You guys have done okay there. Minus Monaco. You could have done me a lot worse. Shout out to everyone who voted. If you didn't like those voting results, come and watch the streams when we're doing the end of season stream and you can vote in them.